The queen is pinned to the floor of her own nest. 6 workers have her legs. A 7th has an antenna in its jaws. They are killing her, and it will take most of the day. Every one of them is her daughter. Ant colonies execute their queens, and they do it on a schedule. So why does the most protected animal in the nest end up dead on the floor of it? Watch what they do to her first. It does not look like a riot. It looks like a procedure. A few workers approach and begin to groom her, which is normal. Then they do not stop. More arrive. They take hold of her legs and pull outward, slowly, from 6 directions at once. In some species, they spray her with formic acid until her body chemistry breaks down. In others, they simply hold her still for 11 hours until she stops moving. She is 10 times their size. She could kill any one of them. She does almost nothing. That is the first strange thing about an ant execution. The queen does not fight back, because by the time it starts, she has already lost the only thing that made her a queen. And it is not her body. An ant queen does not rule. She has no authority, no orders, no way to punish anyone. What she has is a smell. Her body produces a specific blend of waxy chemicals on her shell, and those chemicals broadcast one piece of information to the entire colony. How many eggs she is laying right now. A queen at full output smells overwhelming. Workers touch her, read her, and pass the scent through the nest on their own bodies, thousands of times an hour. That smell is the crown. Not her, the smell. So ask yourself what happens the moment the signal gets thinner. She becomes, chemically, an extremely large worker who eats a lot and produces nothing. You would expect the answer to end here. She got old, she slowed down. The colony replaced her before she dragged everyone down with her. Clean, logical, almost merciful. Scientists assumed exactly that for decades. They were wrong, because the colonies doing the most killing are not killing failing queens. Argentine ant colonies hold hundreds of queens at once. Every spring over a few days, the workers hunt down and execute roughly 90% of them. Those queens are not old. They are not sick. They are fertile, laying, and functioning perfectly on the morning they are killed. The workers do it anyway, then go back to normal as if nothing happened. Next spring, they do it again. This is not mercy. This is a purge with a calendar, and once you know it is scheduled, the founding of a colony starts to read very differently. In many species, several queens land after the mating flight and start a nest together. Strangers, cooperating. They dig the same chamber. They starve together in the dark for weeks. They burn their own bodies down to raise the first batch of young. It is the closest thing to friendship that exists in an ant nest. Then the first workers hatch. Within days, those workers kill every founding queen but one. They were not raised to serve the queens. They were raised, and then they chose. Our stickman scientist cut a glass window into one of those chambers to film the cooperation. He got the cooperation. He also got the part nobody films. And he kept filming with 3 stings in his hand and a notebook in the other. Which leaves only one question worth asking. If the workers decide who lives, then who was ever actually in charge? Nobody. That is the answer. The colony was never a kingdom. It is a workforce that keeps one breeding machine for exactly as long as the machine's output is worth what it costs to feed. Workers are more closely related to each other than to any extra queen's offspring, so every additional queen makes their own genetic investment worth slightly less. When the math turns, they correct it. That is the entire reason. Not age, not weakness, not betrayal. Accounting. She was never being obeyed. She was being audited. And you already know this system because you were raised inside one. We are told our institutions are built around the people at the top. They are not. The founder, the leader, the parent, the earner is kept in place while the output justifies the cost. And the moment it stops, the structure that person built continues without them and calls it succession. Every crown is rented. You have only ever been told about kings. There is one more thing the queen did to herself. The day she founded that colony, she chewed off her own wings. Then her body dissolved the flight muscles in her chest and converted them into food for her first eggs. She ate her own escape and fed it to her executioners. That is why she does not run when they come for her. There is nowhere she can go, and there is nothing left to go with. In some species, when it is finished, the workers carry her out with the rest of the waste. In others, they feed her body back into the nursery, where it becomes the next generation. The queen is pinned to the floor of her own nest. She built that floor. She built the ones holding her down. And the very first thing she ever did as a queen was make certain she could never leave.